everybody, and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode, I kind of want to continue working on our base here. So, as you can see, a little bit of work has been done since last time. And I'm just going to get this cooking away. Oops, there we go. So, I have done some more mining, like I said I was going to, from the last episode. Haven't found any more diamonds yet, but I did find some more gold, plenty more iron, some more lapis, and redstone, and always loads and loads of coal. I've finished the storage room completely, apart from kind of putting items in that I don't have yet, but the actual room is completely done, which I am really, really happy about. And I like the feel of the room here. Not too big or complex, but it's very functional, and I like that. And I should have plenty of room to store all my items for quite some time. So, I'm very, very happy about that. What else did I do here? I extended the wall back a few more blocks. This was not here before. And the reason for that is it was kind of cramped in here before. And I didn't really like it too much like that. So, I decided to extend the room a little bit. I put my Unbreaking 3 pick that I chewed through in there. This goes to the branch mine. Not too happy about what it's done to the staircase here, so I may come up with an alternative design to kind of fix that at some point. And I think that's about it. I brought the back wall, sort of, I marked it out where I want it to go. And that's pretty much it. Excuse me. So, today, I think we need to start and think about a few other things. So, I'm going to put this away here. I kind of need to move the farm soon. The food is becoming an issue, and it's kind of an inconvenience where it is. The enchantment table, possibly going to look at relocating that today. And all this brewing stuff as well. Because then what I could do is I could kind of seal all of this up eventually. And possibly I might look at moving the nether portal down there. That maybe could move a little bit. And I think what I would also like to do, talking of portals, is actually set one up at the skeleton grinder so that we don't have to walk all the way over there and back again every time. And I want to do some improvements over there anyway, so that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Now, this here, I'm going to want a silk touch for that. Now, I don't have an axe that has silk touch, but I do have a pick that has silk touch, so I might use that. I was only going to use it for sort of emergency type stuff. I would have put it in here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to probably try and tear the books down with this. I can get more of them, so it's not necessarily a big deal. Yeah, I wouldn't get silk touch even if I tried. So I'm going to try and tear down these bookshelves and relocate the enchantment table next. And I'm thinking I would like to relocate it into the main room and then have a separate enchantment table by the skeleton trap. I have enough diamonds to do so, so it's not necessarily a big deal in order to do that. And I was thinking about it. I don't think I want a room necessarily for the enchantment table, because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of enchanting. This is just a place where I would, you know, have access to it more than anything else. So I'm probably just going to put it in one of the walls. And then these bookshelves will be repurposed over by the skeleton trap, because there's not an enchantment table over there right now. So I'm thinking this might be the ideal place to really put it. I've got to decide how I really want to do it though. If I want to kind of inset it a little bit. So let's see. Let's move this to begin, because that's only going to get in the way. I'm going to sort of take out some of the wall. And bookshelves need to be within one block of the table. So the table would probably go down there. I've got 9 left, 6 of which would go here. A further 2 there, and then maybe 1 in there. And that will give me... Oh. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, this is too close. Let me see here. So we need to move this back a bit if we can, somewhat. I have a feeling we're going to be a bookcase short. Which is never fun. How many bookshelves do I have? 6? So in order to make that work, I would need to do them like that. Now I would get the 30 levels again. I'm going to have to find a way of dealing with that long term. And then there's this. Not totally sure how I want to deal with this at the moment. So I would really want a light in here, just to kind of make it so that it's not so dim. And I'm probably also, this is a little trick I know, put a torch under the enchantment table. It's transparent, so it just helps with lighting the room a little bit. I'm gonna grab some stairs really quick. Yeah, here they are. And see if I can do something with this, possibly. Like this. That doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. The only thing then is what I would do with this here. Let's just try and fill it in and see how it might look. Just as it is. I don't know if I really like that. The way it is. It seems a little bit too much. Just for that little area. So possibly what I could do is actually tear this out and do the same thing, just a block lower. Obviously I would have to move the light, but because I kind of want to get the feel that you're in a room. That doesn't look a great deal better, to be honest. I'm not sure. I may work on it a little bit off camera, just to kind of see if I can get something I like. Because that, to me, doesn't look so great. I mean, it looks okay, but it could be better. It just seems a little bit too much to me, to be honest. It's just a little bit too big, I feel. A bit too bulky for this. So I'll probably try and look into that if I can and see if I can do something about it, maybe. So I'm going to take a look at that. Much better. I like that a lot more. So all I really need to do now is just get the last bookshelf in there, and it's pretty much done. I just slightly changed the roof a bit here, and it feels a little bit more enclosed now when you're enchanting something, so I have to say I'm pretty happy with that. So now I've got to decide what I would like to do next, and I'm thinking I'm going to gather all of this stuff up, all the nether wart and everything else, and try and look towards maybe working on the skeleton trap and then dealing with the farm. So I'm going to get rid of all the sugarcane out of here, all the lily pads, because it's just not conducive to getting stuff done. So yeah, I'm going to have to do some portal logic as well, which is always just so fun whenever I do that. I'm going to need to also fill all of this in. So let's see what we can do, I guess. The main thing now is just going to be to get rid of all of this, I think. Alrighty, so the eyesore has been cleaned up. somewhat. I'm just kind of putting my stuff away at the moment. So I got rid of the whole farm, and I've moved the brewing stuff just temporarily into the storage room to get this chest out of here. And that pretty much concludes that then. I guess now what I want to do is work on the skeleton trap some and figure out what all needs to be done over there in order to make it achieve its maximum usefulness. And I am going to need a few supplies to help me do that. I'm going to need some books, which I don't have currently. So I'm going to have to go get some leather again, and then I'll probably be ready to go. Now, the only thing I've got to determine when I get over there is the state it's kind of in, because I've not really used it, to be honest, extensively. I know it has some problems which I need to look at fixing. It's through here, I believe. So what I would like to do is kind of fix up the, not through here, it's back home, fix up the issues it has, and then start and use it more, I think. One major problem it does have is that the mobs sometimes take fall damage, which I don't want, so I'm going to try and eliminate that if I can. It just means raising the redstone up a block. It's not a huge deal, I don't think. We'll see when we get over there the amount of work that that's going to be in order to do that. So down here and in here is where it is. As you can see, it has no real entrance at the moment. Right, so yeah, the skeletons fall down here. There's a bunch of those in there. All I would like to do is basically raise all of this up a block so that they fall here instead. And that way they won't take fall damage anyway at all. So I'm going to have to decide how I really want to go about this. There's not a whole lot of room in here to really work with. If I want to get an enchantment table in here and a nether portal, I'm probably going to have to carve out some sort of room for the time being at least. And all of this stuff's going to have to obviously move, so I'm going to see what I can do about making this a little bit more functional, and then I'll probably be back and I'll show you what I did. Well, looky here, I just came down to get some obsidian because I'm out at the moment, and what do I find? Got some diamonds. I think he's going to leave us alone for now. So all of that time branch mining, and I find not a single diamond, but I come caving and I find some. See how many we get. It's a big vein too. Some redstone. 11 diamonds, not bad. Although I already had 2, so that would be 9 to be more accurate. So now I'm going to get on with the ever fun task. Oops. Of mining obsidian. Yay. Okay, it did turn out that I had 11 diamonds from that vein after all. The 2 that I thought I had I'd left in a chest. So, I've been quite busy working on that grinder for some time now, probably getting on for an hour or so, and we are pretty much done with it now. So I'll show you what I did. And the first thing you will notice is we are not going the usual route. I did end up doing the nether portal situation, and oh, it's so much better. I mean, I got lost, even just while I was working on it for this hour or so many times, more than I care to remember, in the mine shaft. So you go through this nether portal, which is not all that far away, and then you end up at the grinder here. So I'm just going to throw in these chests. This is for storing loot. So obviously I cleaned this up a bit. This is for healing potions. It's a dropper. So I can just get a wooden button. I could either put the button there, or I'm probably going to put it here. And it dispenses me a splash potion of healing that I can then use on any skeletons that drop. I fixed the redstone, so now they only fall 2 blocks instead of 3. And sometimes they used to take fall damage. That doesn't happen anymore. And then we have the enchantment room. I got some lapis in a chest there. We have a crafting spot, a place eventually for an anvil when I start messing around with that. Although I may locate the anvil somewhere else. I may build one of those drop-in stations, because we also need to get a ender chest going somewhere. Or I may have the ender chest back there. We'll see. So that's that, pretty much, really. It's not a great deal of work actually done, but having to rewire a lot of the redstone and gather some of the supplies needed, figure out the nether portal stuff, is kind of what took the time. So now what I can actually do is start the process of enchanting books and get some enchantments. That was terrible. That said though, I can probably let a few skeletons loose and get the levels I need to get up to level 30 again. So my game plan for making equipment is going to be to try and enchant books to get the equipment I need. From what I understand, this is probably going to be the best way now, and then kind of stack up enchantments onto a piece of armor or a weapon, that type of thing. But what I'm having kind of struggling to understand is the way anvils work, and I've not got one going yet, so I'm not going to be too worried about it, but we will have to sort of analyze the way that anvils work now to see whether it's going to be more productive for me to enchant equipment or enchant books and then apply it to the equipment. Because the thing is, the repair system and such is a lot cheaper now. So surely it would make more sense, you know, to enchant a book and then put the enchantment on a sword, for example. Say we got sharpness and it costs 3 or 4 levels instead of enchanting loads and loads of swords and getting really bad enchantments. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure totally on how it works too much at the moment. I'm just going to let these extra couple of skeletons fall. There we go. I think that's everyone. So I can actually show you how this works too. So we hit that and then let them burn down. And then I just punch them or use a splash potion. There's not enough in here for it to be worth that. Obviously the armored ones take a little bit more of a hit. Get the experience and the items. This is what this is for. So I can throw bows up in here, bones, and any arrows in there. And now I can have a go at enchanting another book. And we're going to be getting Smite 4 just on its own. Always forget about that. So we only have 2 books so far. Aqua, Affinity, and Smite. But, you know, that's not too bad. So yeah, moving forward here, I've got to just do a lot of this and make a lot of equipment. Now, with the enchanting system being so cheap now, doing books shouldn't be so much of a problem anymore, because if I got up to level 40, for example, I could do 3 books, 3 or 4, you know. That's why I think it's probably going to be better than just enchanting equipment and getting really bad enchantments. I mean, what would I get if I put the sword in here? See, knockback? That could just be knockback. I don't really want to do that necessarily unless I have to. So yeah, that's what my game plan is for the moment as far as enchanting goes. We will have to get an anvil going at some point, and I'll have to learn a little bit about that, but aside from that, I think we're in good shape here. So now what I need to do is head back home to the main base, and I'll be doing that stuff off camera, obviously. And I've got to find something else to do. Now, the options are to do the brewing room, put that somewhere, or work on the farm. So I'm going to have to make my mind up about that. And this here needs to move as well. The nether portal here. I don't really like where it is in relation to the rest of my base, so... Oh, and figure out what I want to do with this. Can't forget about that. So... yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that as well at some point. But no doubt I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm kind of leaning at the moment towards working on the farm. But that's a lot of work, and I'm conscious of how long we have left on this episode and how long I have left to work on it too. So I'll have to think about that before I really get into too much else. We may just do the brewing room instead. We'll see. So I'm gonna get back to work. Okay guys, so I've been hard at work and I've done some further enchanting of enchanted books, and I wanted to show you what I got. So, I believe, what did we have before? I can't remember, it's been a few days. I think we had these two, Aqua Affinity and Smite. So we've got Aqua Affinity, Lure and Sharpness, Unbreaking, Protection 4, Efficiency 4, and Looting 3. So pretty much all of these are good in some regard. Like Aqua Affinity is handy for a helmet, Smite is good for a sword against the sort of undead creatures, zombies, skeletons, wither skeletons, those types of mobs. This, probably the best thing on this is Sharpness. Lure isn't bad for fishing. Unbreaking is just a great universal one to have. Protection, obviously brilliant for armor. Efficiency is again good for picks. And looting is good for a sword. So, I mean really, what I probably should do with these now is begin to start and make some stuff out of them at some point. Like right here we have a work pick, Unbreaking and Efficiency. That's a work pick ready to go pretty much. Though I have been delving into the enchantment stuff a little bit more while I've been working on some other things the past couple of days. And I don't know how effective it is just to use books as opposed to actually enchanting equipment. After doing some research and learning a little bit more about how the enchantment system works now, I think you're better off enchanting something, say a pickaxe for example, and then see what you get, and then after that decide if you want to add certain books to it or whatever. I'm not totally sure on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I'm not totally up to speed with that stuff right now. But the next thing I think we need to do is actually probably look towards building a farm of some sort, because that's really the only thing we're missing at the moment here. There are some other things I would like to do. Brewing room is going to go right over there, so I'm going to have to do that and obviously tidy this up, but the main thing we are currently missing is a farm, and I sort of expanded the wall to this here. Again, I'm going to have to do the same over there, but this shouldn't be too bad. Now, the only worry I currently have is this is my last decently enchanted pickaxe, which is kind of unfortunate, to be honest. I only have a Silk Touch one left, so I'm going to have to try and figure out what I want to do with that, sort of long term. So I'm going to get to work on clearing this out, and then we'll see what we can do with regards to the farm here. So I'll be back after that. Okay, so I've been working on the farm. I've just got a basic sort of layout going so far, nothing particularly fancy. We'll see how it goes. I do need to obviously expand this, and I only have wheat and carrots right now. Apparently, I can't find any potatoes. I've looked through all my chests and I can't find any, so I assume what I've done is I've cooked them all up, basically, by mistake, and now I don't have any more, so I'm going to have to go out and find one. There is some in the village, though, I know that, so it's not a big deal. I just don't have any down here. So I've got my carrots and my wheat planted. These lights are just powered by a lever on top of those blocks there. And this is how it looks from this side. Not too bad, I don't think. Might have a window there into the farm. So obviously long term what we need to do is we need to expand this out if we can. And we need to add potatoes, sugarcane, cactus needs to go in there, probably netherwort as well would be handy, melons and pumpkins, mushrooms, definitely want to do those. What else have I got? I think that's about everything, to be honest. Trees will go somewhere else. There's not enough room in there to do trees, so I'll have to make a tree farm somewhere else. But that's not such a big deal. We'll probably expand the back of it when it's done. Here we go. Got ourselves some lily pads so we don't fall in the water unnecessarily. And I think this is done now. Sure is. I try and keep a regular supply of stone so that I can make it into stone bricks, seeing as we're using so many of them lately. And I can start and empty my inventory a little bit now. And I've also started the process of saving broken tools, because I will want to make an anvil soon, I think, and start an experiment with that a little bit more. Probably next episode, as we're kind of coming to the end of our time here today. But we're definitely making some good progress, I think. We've got the basics of a farm going now. Pretty much the main room here is done. Just needs some tidying up. Like, that's kind of a mess there, but generally it's not too bad. We still need the brewing room as well. But I think off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest these regularly. I'm going to breed my cows, get more leather, harvest my sugarcane. Might make a sugarcane farm somewhere, and then try and make tons and tons of enchanted books for next episode, so that we can get an anvil going and hopefully start and make a few pieces of equipment maybe. And I'm also going to do mining too, see if I can get some more diamonds. That's always going to be handy. More diamonds, more iron. So yeah, plenty for me to be doing. Pretty boring stuff though, so that's why I'm going to do it off camera. And I believe, yeah, my flint's up here. But I do think we're making a good amount of progress now. I don't know if we're totally on the right track yet, but I think we're getting there, to be honest. This was a massive help. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you later, and have a good day.